Hey internet, Eric here. Well, it's Bloody Sunday again. I'm back. I didn't do it last week because of the Super Bowl, and I was just really tired. But I'm back again. If you don't know what that is, it's a concept that was created on YouTube, where every Sunday you discuss just a specific death, be it from a film, TV show, cartoon, what have you. I think eventually I'll get into the TV shows and cartoons, but I'm still sticking with movies. And what you do, you take that death and you just make a short video and discuss it. It's open for anyone. This week, I'm going to get out of horror, and I'm going to get to a death in a movie that most people dislike, but I really enjoy. So yes, this movie will be eventually getting into my You Hate It, I Don't series. But today, the death I'm talking about takes place in X-Men. We can't really see for the glare. X-Men: The Last Stand. Now, obviously, if I'm discussing a death in a film series or in a film in general, there are spoilers abound, so you have been warned if you haven't seen this movie for some reason. Um, the death I'm going to talk about is the death of Jean Grey at the hands of Wolverine. Um, I'll get more into the movie itself when I eventually discuss the series, but basically, Jean Grey she's turned into the Phoenix. And long story short, she's turned into the Phoenix. She's turned bad. She's joined Magneto's team, and she has unleashed her fury on whatever island they're on. I don't fucking know. But she's destroying everything. Buildings, people, cars, they're all being turned into ash. And even Magneto realizes that he's fucked up and he runs terrified. And what it is there's only one person that can stop her. It's obviously Wolverine. It's Logan because he has the regenerative powers. And I really like this death. We followed Wolverine. This is the third movie he's in, and he does mention Jean in a couple movies after this. But we followed him and his little bit of a love triangle between Jean and Cyclops. And he's always had his feelings known for her, and it's always kind of tortured him because she likes him, she respects him, but her love belonged to Cyclops. So this is what makes the death even more sad. And like I said, she's destroying everything. Buildings are turning to ash. There's some really cool scenes where you see some soldiers flying in the air and whoosh, they're disappearing into ash. Some of the villain that we've been introduced, they're being blown away. So Jean is on top of this pile of like bent metal structure, what have you, and some rubble. And she's standing there. Famke Jensen is looking evil. She's got her eyes are black. She's got some veins in her face. There's red glow behind her, and she's just destroying everything, teeth gritting, everything. And Logan knows he has to do what he has to do to be able to save everybody, for the greater good. And he's slowly walking up there, up this pile of twisted metal, and burst of energy thrown from Jean to Wolverine, and it melts off part of his uniform, and you see some of his skin, and he's slowly going up more, and then suddenly more energy shot to him. The rest of his outfit is pulled off, and you see a little bit of his skin start to burn, but it slowly heals because of his healing ability. And he's now bare chest and everything. He's slowly climbing and forcing himself up against the wind. So it's a really good moment of tension. And everyone shits on what's his name, Brett Ratner, for being the director here. And he does a really cool shot of Jean here, Logan here, or depending on how it seems with me filming this. Either way, there's like this much of space on screen between them, so he's got a long ways to go, and it looks really cool, just like the background and everything just getting torn to shit, and it's really cool. He finally makes it up there, and we get more energy blast to him, and we see some bones. He's got the metal, but we see some bones in his arms. She shoots him again. We get the chest bones exposed. There we go. That thing. I failed biology. Then we get one more thing, and it's a close up of his face, and she shoots him. We get part of his face, not very much, but we get some parts of his face damaged, and you see the metal skull. And then he looks right at Jean, and Jean says something like, "You would die for them?" And he says, "No, not for them, for you." And it somewhat brings back the Jean of old, as she's looking at Logan. And she knows what she's doing is wrong, and she looks at him and she says, "Please save me." And you know what? A lot of people hate this part because it's a cliche, but I don't care. I really like it. He looks at her and he says, "I love you." And undoes the claws, stabs her right in the side, and she does her Vomka Jensen does this really good look of pain on her face, and then suddenly goes from pain to peace. So I don't know if she looks directly at Logan, but she closes her eyes and she smiles, like it's a bit of a way of saying thank you, and it's also a bit of a way of saying I'm finally free, you know. So it was really good facial expressions from Famke Jensen, and then it's this really cool shot again of the background. Once Jean is stabbed, everything's lifting up, being destroyed, and then suddenly once she's stabbed, it stops, and then slowly falls. We see all the destruction falling down to the ground. She falls in Logan's arms. He slowly crouches down with her to the ground. And again, it's another cliche, but I like it in comic book movies where he just screams and he kind of looks up to the sky. We've seen it 100 times. He does it again in X-Men Origins, but it's just it's a powerful death to me because, like I said, we followed his love for her from part 1 to part 3, and he's the one that has to kill her to save the world. And yeah, just his performance is pretty good. I love the way Famke, smiles when she gets stabbed because it's like I said, she's at peace. It's a thank you. So a really good death in my opinion. Jean Grey's death, X-Men: The Last Stand. Blah, The Last Stand. Jesus. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. Comment below, even if you hate this movie, because a lot of people do. Tell me what you think about at least that scene. I know a lot of people were disappointed with how the Phoenix was portrayed. I don't care. I like the movie. We'll get into that later. But I stand by saying this is a really good death. Feel free to participate in Bloody Sunday. It doesn't cost you anything. It's open to anybody. That's it. Oh, like and subscribe, all that stuff. Click the bell. We got some more stuff planned for the channel. I'm going to start discussing the Wishmaster series. Me and the wife have got some more of that. Please don't make me watch stuff already planned out. That's it for now. Whatever. Cheers.